Kenny's home was surrounded by police at 3 a.m. and he was arrested in front of his young children. He was charged with rape in the first and second degree. His alleged victim was one of his daughters. Kenny maintained his innocence and demanded a fair trial, but he was found guilty and he was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Now, Kenny is a lifetime registered sex offender, but continues to maintain his innocence. And today, Kenny and his other daughter, Eliza, are hoping that my lie detector test will clear his name once and for all. Kenny, you were convicted of first and second degree rape. What happened?
I remember I was home and I get a knock on my door. It was a police officer and a top detector lady. They came in and they told me they was here because there was an allegation that I raped one of my daughters. I told them that I didn't do it. They said they didn't have so much evidence on me that they was going to send it to grand jury. If the grand jury failed, that they had a case on me, they was going to indict me. Months later, they indicted me. They came to my house around 3, 4 in the morning, banging. Once they came into my house, they drew guns with the red beans towards me, my kids. They handcuffed me, they beat me up, called me child molester, you piece of, all the words you could think in the book. They beat me up from home all the way to the police station. On my trial, she came and testified and went on the stand and
Your
said—
Your daughter?
Yes, my daughter went on the stand, testified that I raped her in the bathroom, that I pushed her to the floor and So we started doing, picking juries and all that. They got their doctors, they had their people. I didn't have nobody. They didn't have no evidence whatsoever that I commit this crime. As my trial was going and she's speaking what I did to her, I was just looking at her and looking at my attorney like, this is not true. I'm innocent. You land this child sit here accusing me of something that never happened to me. As my trial kept going, it was an all-day trial. Trial finished at 11 o'clock at night. And finally, they convict me for hearsay what she said. They believe her over my word.
So the jury found you guilty of raping your daughter?
Of first-degree rape, second-degree rape, and endangerment of welfare of a child.
And what were you sentenced to?
I was sentenced to 12 years in prison, 10 years post-supervision parole, and registered for the rest of my life as a sex offender.
Okay. Now, you were facing 25 years, right?
Yes, at the beginning.
And they offered you a plea deal?
Yes, at the beginning of the trial and, going to court and all that, the first scene, there was like 25 to life. 25 to life because, I have a bad record, since a little kid. I was a drug dealer.
But and, no charges of rape before this?
Never. No charges of rape before, none of that. Months went by, I went back to court. My lawyer was like, listen, we have an offer on the table. We'll give you 2 to 6 if you go in that courtroom and say that you commit the crime. I said, hell no. I didn't commit this crime. I'm innocent. I'm not taking it. He said, well, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to think about it. I said, 5 seconds? Don't give me no time. I said, we're going to go in this courtroom and we're going to go forward. But I'm not taking the 2 to 6. And he's like, this is the last time. And we went in there and like I said, they read everything. The jury found me guilty. And
now, so, there was no physical evidence like semen or...
No semen,
okay.
Nothing.
So my question is, so you were convicted basically on your daughter's testimony?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
If you didn't do this, why would your daughter say this? I mean, it's one thing to say, okay, I'm mad at you and, my dad raped me. But then to sit through court and be, say it in front of a jury, a judge, lawyers, why would she do this?
Why she would do this? At that time, I was with Alexa's mom, and I cheated on her.
So you think that she made up the story to get back at you?
Yes.
But you did not rape her?
No, I did not rape her.
Never sexually molested her?
Never such, never happened.
Okay. So you're found guilty. They sentenced you to 12 years. Those girls, Eliza, I assume one of them, like all of a sudden you're in her life, you get torn away.
Yes.
Had to be pretty hard on her.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was
now,
hard.
you had done time before, right?
Yes.
Okay. But now you're going to prison for rape, right?
Yes.
And 12 years, no matter who you are, that's a long time. What was that like? What do you think? What was prison like?
Steve, it was like hell. I suffered. I had to go through a lot. I got beat up by officers. I got jumped by inmates. As you see, I got cut. here. I got jumped. My nose got broken.
Do you ever think like, man, I wish I would have took that 2 to 6 year plea?
No, Steve, no, because I'm innocent.
How much time did you actually serve?
I served 11 years.
11 years.
11
so you didn't
years
get too much time off.
Yes.
No, but at some point, the girl admitted that she lied.
Yes. As when that was going on there, he visited me, he showed me a affidavit. When I got to my cell and read the affidavit, and I read where she said that she lied, that she was put up, a person put up to lie about this.
So this is part of her statement. I did not again try to tell anyone that it was true that my father had sexually assaulted me and that my statements were false. Instead, once I gave statements to Child Protective and others, I felt locked into the statements that I had given. I knew that it would upset my family members, and I did not know if I would get in trouble if I admitted that what I said was not true. I believed that it was easier to repeat the lies than to admit what I said was false, so I continued to repeat the false allegations regarding my father. I did not care of making these statements would hurt my father since I did not and still do not care about him. Do you ever get to a point in there when you know you didn't do it, like you're saying you didn't do it, she's made a statement saying you didn't do it. Do you ever have a feeling of giving up?
Never. I couldn't give up, and still didn't give up.
No. Do you have a relationship at all with your daughter?
No.
Never talked to her again?
Never talked to her.
Never seen her again?
Don't want, no.
Okay.
Don't.
Your daughter, Eliza, is here. Let's bring her out. Yep. They're going to come and do okay.
Dad, I love you. And I know you didn't do it.
Eliza, you had a sense, you had a dad, and then dad is gone. What was that like for you?
It was a nightmare. It was bad. It was so bad. No holidays with my dad. No waking up to him. No going to the park. It was so bad. I would cry myself to sleep, asking God why. I grew up angry, mad at the world. Like I didn't want nobody talking to me. I just wanted my dad. And then visiting him was harder because I couldn't go home with him. He couldn't come home to me. And to see him dressed up in a uniform. And then I remember one day I visited him and I see he had a cut on his face. I'm like, why? What happened to your face? And he couldn't explain to us.
Well, you were a young girl. You couldn't probably even understand the magnitude of why he was there, what happens in a prison. You were a young girl. I mean, quite frankly, unless any of us had served time in a prison, we don't know what happens in there. We can't understand the violence, the viciousness that happens in a prison. So you've been out for how long?
I've been home for 5 years.
5 years. And you've been in your dad's life, obviously?
Yes.
What's that like?
Life for him?
No, but like you two together, like you have your dad out.
It's a blessing. It's really a blessing. But our bond, it's okay. But I want a real bond with my dad. Like how everybody else had with their father. It's a good one. Like I love that I can make up time. Now that I'm older, I can make up time. But that little girl in me still want her dad. And it's like, it's hard because like I didn't do nothing with him as a child.
Do you ever, in your heart, ever wonder if he actually did this crime?
I know deep down in my soul, and I know he is innocent. I know what type of dad I have. I heard stories of him, and it's just good stories about him. That he was always there for us, taking care of us, taking us to the park, make sure we always had everything. Just good stories I heard about him.
When you hear the statement where she recants her statement, like saying, no, this didn't happen, how does that make you feel?
It just makes me angry. So angry to the point like I want to injure her because you sit here and play games, bro. Well,
if you lied, you stole 12 years of someone's life.
Yes,
I mean, that's
12 years you took away from me.
Right.
My
Not only
sister.
affects him, it affects a lot of other people
it affects the whole family.
Well, your dad's here, and he's taking this lie detector test, and he's saying he's going to show the world that he didn't do this. All right, Kenny, you were tried and convicted of raping a young girl. You maintained your innocence from day one. You went to trial. You didn't take a plea. And you're here today because you said, even though all this has happened, you still did not do that crime.
Steve, before you read the result, not only that, I had to come home. The day I came home, I had to come with an ankle bracelet. They had reminded me everywhere I go. I cannot be around kids. I cannot be around my daughters. I can't go to the park. I can't do nothing. I can't go near a school. If I go near a school, I got to cross the street. It's terrible. And I'm still have trust issues. I don't trust nobody. I can't be around people. I cannot get on the bus. I cannot get on the, I can't do none of that. But now it's over. And Steve's going to read the result.
We asked you, were you under the influence of any kind of illegal drugs or narcotics the day one of your daughters alleges she was raped by you in the bathroom? You answered no. Did you force sexual acts upon your daughter in question that day in the bathroom? You answered no. The results came back the same to each of those two questions, and it came back that Kenny told the truth.
Weight on me. Walking around registered for life, I can't do it. I cannot register for life. I'm not that person. Thank you, Steve, for bringing me on your show. And everybody knows I'm innocent. Since I signed the state warrant, I'm innocent. I'm not no rapist. I'm not a child molester. I told you, baby. I told you. It's over, mommy. It's clear. I'm done.
To be accused of a crime that you didn't do, and I can't imagine being innocent, being in a prison for 12 years and the days are counting by and you're waiting. That's got to be hell on earth. I'm hoping that maybe somebody watches the show. There's a lot of law, people out there that try to help somebody that was convicted of something like this. Maybe go back, get that tossed out so that you don't have to be a registered sex offender in your life. I certainly hope that somebody will take up that case for you. I really do. But at least now, you can hold your head up high and say, hey, I maintained innocence all along. I never knew this. And I hope you can go on and enjoy the rest of your life. Thank you for coming on. Very nice.
Alexa,
Yes?
me and Dad just got done doing the episode.
Guess what, baby girl? I passed. I beat everything. I beat everything, mommy. My name is clear. It's over with, baby. My name gonna be clear. The whole world gonna know I was innocent like I said I was, baby. The world gonna know.
We knew you were. Like, we been knew you were. Dang, so many emotions. I don't even know what to say. For everybody that ever asked me, how do you know, or what if I told you so, I just can't keep my emotions together because it's been really hard. And having people tell you, like, how do you know? I know my dad didn't do it. And I'm so happy that everybody can see that.